Hi there, I'm Mike, and what I have for you today is probably my least favorite but most important video I do every year. This is my checklist video for 2020. I am going to split this video into two parts because halfway through the year, or a good chunk of the way through the year, everything changed in terms of packaging and how they distribute the boxes and stuff like that. So this is going to be basically the beginning half, and then another video will be the second half of the year. I use stuff like this personally to see what I'm missing, what came out, things like that. And I love being a resource for collectors like myself to be able to track what came out, sort of a visual checklist. There were 92 unique releases this year. I'm talking about new box, new packaging, or a new figure, new version of a figure, things like that. Of those 92 releases, I only didn't buy 9 of them. So I got most of them in my collection physically. Of those 92 releases, only 21 of them that I counted were brand new molds, meaning everything else was some sort of reissue or re-release or remold, something that we've already had physically before. Of the 92, 27 were just straight re-releases of things we've already had, but maybe in new packaging or with slight color variations. Of those 27, 7 of them had some sort of update, like a better face sculpt or better face paint, things like that. There's actually a pretty fun movie breakdown here. I'll get into it in a bit, but the newer packaging makes tracking this very, very easy. So with that being said, let's go ahead and take a look at what actually came out in 2020, starting with the very first wave of 2020, which was also wave 24 of Phase 3. Phase 3 started in 2015. The numbering started with 1 at that point with Finn from Jakku. So in 2020, we're starting with wave 24 and number 103, Zorii Bliss. Zorii Bliss was from The Rise of Skywalker. Now, I'm not going to be doing full-on reviews of these figures. I've actually reviewed this whole wave. So if you want to go back on my channel, you can get reviews for this. I'm just going to be talking briefly about them and if there were any kind of variants or anything like that. But Zorii Bliss was number 103. Number 104, we had Clone Commander Bly. Number 105, we had the Knight of Ren. This is the only Knight of Ren that's come out in the Black Series so far. Number 106, we had a variant of the Jet Trooper from 2019. This is the Sith Jet Trooper. And finally in this wave, we had number 107, Count Dooku. The next wave to come out in 2020, and this is actually the last official numbered wave. This is the end of the numbered line from Phase 3. Everything else is some sort of exclusive, and none of them have numbers. So we are going as high as numbers go in Phase 3, the Black Series, the ending of an era that spanned about 5 years or so. Starting with number 108, the Geonosian Battle Droid. Number 109, Plo Koon. Number 110, Anakin Skywalker. Number 111, Obi-Wan Kenobi Jedi Knight. And finally, to end the whole line off, we have number 112, Kit Fisto. Now the next releases were exclusive to GameStop. This is a new subline that started and ended, as far as we know, in 2020. They said if they were going to do more, they were going to have to change the packaging and stuff like that. These were the first figures that actually came out in 2020. They were all video game related, and therefore they were GameStop exclusive. Starting with Jedi Knight, Darth Revan. Now you can see we have the standard box, but the coloring is vastly different. There's a nice rich purple on this box. We have the Gaming Greats logo on it. It also tells you in the corner what game this is from. So it's kind of nice to have a subline dedicated to video game characters. The only downside is all of these characters are basically reuses, remolds, and recolors. There's nothing really original in this line, but let's move on. Next, from Battlefront 2, we have the Heavy Battle Droid. Again, you can see this one's kind of got a I don't know, it's like a reddish brown kind of rusty color going on. So every box is a little unique. Next we have the Shadow Trooper. This is from the Force Unleashed. You can see we have kind of a nice light blue color going on. This is basically just a recolor of the Stormtrooper mold. And then again from the Force Unleashed, we have the Stormtrooper Commander. Next in the Gaming Greats line, we have Jango Fett. This is from the game Bounty Hunter that came out on the PS2 way back in the day. This is basically a redo of the Jango Fett that came out in 2016 with different body paint, updated face printing, and then a different jetpack as well. Next, from Jedi Fallen Order, we have the Electrostaff Purge Trooper to go with the regular Purge Trooper that came out last year. Again, you can see the darker color of the box to match the energy effects that it came with. Next, also from Jedi Fallen Order, we have the Scout Trooper. So it's basically just a regular biker scout, but with the webbing on him, and then the nice little baton thing. And lastly, from the Gaming Greats line, from Knights of the Old Republic 2, we have Darth Nihilus. Now, I said everything else has been sort of a remake, and this is no exception. This is essentially Darth Maul with a different head. And in the next subline, we have Target exclusive figures that were Galaxy's Edge figures. In 2019, Disney released Galaxy's Edge park exclusive figures. There were multi-packs available in different parts of the park that you could buy with some new, some reused Black Series figures. In 2020, Target and Disney sort of got together and released those as exclusive with Galaxy's Edge packaging, basically just the hard to find ones that were exclusive to those packs. So for instance, we have the first order exclusive Commander Pyre. Now you can see here we have the Galaxy's Edge logo right here. On the side, it's kind of the same. On the back, it's mostly the same, but on this side, we have the Galaxy's Edge kind of markings here. And everything else is pretty much the same. It's basically just the side that's different. It's got a little first order symbol down here. So Commander Pyre was available from the first order multi-pack. Another one from the first order multi-pack was the Mountain Trooper, one of my favorites from that line. Again, it's kind of the same box style except for the side right there. There were two others that were available from the park that I didn't end up picking up. One was DJ Rex, who came in the Droid Depot pack. I already have him because I got the multi-packs. And the last one was another one that I had, and I just didn't have a reason to buy another one, was Hondo Ohnaka. And I'm really glad they found a way to release him to the general public because Hondo is a fan favorite. Now, those were re-releases that were already released before in 2019, just released in new boxes, Target exclusive. But there were two exclusive figures that came out that weren't available at the parks at any time. The first one is Captain Cardinal. Again, he's got the same kind of markings on the side. He's basically a regular First Order Stormtrooper, but painted red with Captain Phasma's cloak. And then lastly, we have Hondo Ohnaka's droid R5P8. And then finally, we have little baby, well, it was the child at the time, but now he's Grogu. Now we know his name. He came out back in May. And again, I did a review on him if you want to go see it. 2020 was the 40th anniversary of The Empire Strikes Back. So we had an entire subline, just like we did in 2017, of Empire Strikes Back figured on retro-styled cards. Most of these were re-releases of figures we've had before, but some of them were new. So let's go ahead and take a look at those. But I did not get all of them because I had them all, and outside the packaging, they weren't different, and I am an opener, as you can tell behind me. First, we have Luke Skywalker and his Bespin fatigues. I picked this one up because it wasn't just a new face printing, it was actually an entirely new face sculpt because the original one was so bad. Also in that line, we had Yoda, Bespin Han Solo, Hoth Leia, and the AT-AT driver. Next, we have Wave 2. The only one I don't have physically, well, I do, but I threw away the packaging, was the TIE Fighter pilot. There were no changes made to this figure. It's just the TIE Fighter pilot in packaging. Next, we got Lando, who actually has also an updated face sculpt and face printing. At least I'm pretty sure it's a new face sculpt. It looks different. We got R2-D2. He's the same R2 we've had before, just with some different Dagobah painting on him. And then next we got some completely new sculpts. First, we have Luke Skywalker in his Snowspeeder outfit. I did a full review on this one if you want to go see it. And then finally, we got the Hoth Rebel Soldier. Again, I've done a review on this. There was also a third wave of these released that I didn't pick up any for. That was a re-release of Boba Fett. It is the regular Boba Fett, not the Kenner-colored Boba Fett. Darth Vader, which is the same Darth Vader that came out later this year. Chewbacca, which is actually the same Chewbacca that came out in the Chewbacca and C-3PO 2-pack from last year. And then Dagobah Luke, another figure that came out later this year. So I didn't actually end up picking any of those up because I didn't feel the need to. But that's not it for the 40th anniversary. It actually keeps chugging along. Next, we have the continuation of the Deluxe line, which I believe these are actually the last two in the Deluxe line period. The numbering has changed after this. So there were only 4 figures officially in the D line. The first is the 40th anniversary Imperial Probe Droid. Again, I've done a review on this if you want to go see it. It's got a nice thick D3 box. He's just big. There's nothing really else that comes in here except for a stand. And then finally, the reason I didn't get the other Dagobah Luke is there's D4. This is Dagobah Luke with a brand new Yoda. That's the best Yoda made so far in the Black Series line. Next, we have a Hasbro exclusive 40th anniversary Empire Strikes Back figure. This is a re-release of the Wampa. He comes in like the retro style packaging, but he's all silvery and shiny. I've done kind of an opening box of him if you want to go take a look at that on my channel. Next, we had a continuation of the carbonized line. We had 3 carbonized figures released this year, and unlike last year, they weren't specific to stores. They were all fan channel exclusive. I mean, you can buy them at any online retailer or any specialty shop. Starting with carbonized Boba Fett. You can see he's got a nice kind of green sheen to this. Next we have the carbonized Stormtrooper. He's really nice and shiny silver. You can see this. This is actually more silver than the Beskar Mandalorian. And then last in the carbonized line this year, we had Darth Vader. He's got a nice blue hue to him, gives him a nice comic booky look. I really like his box. He's probably my favorite carbonized figure release ever, of all of them. Also part of the 40th anniversary line were 2 Amazon exclusive figures. The first is basically a straight reissue of the Han Solo and Carbonite that came with Boba Fett back in like 2013. That was a San Diego Comic-Con release. Up until now, this is the only way to officially get that, was to buy that San Diego Comic-Con figure. Now you can buy it. It comes with a stand. Also, we got kind of a continuation of the Kenner recolor figures. This was a box containing 4LOM and Zuckuss, and their names were switched because that's how it was back in the original Kenner days. And then finally, the last figure that came out in the 40th anniversary line, and the last figure on part 1 of this list, is the Snowspeeder. This was part of the 40th anniversary Empire Strikes Back. It came with Dak Ralter. It is absolutely humongous. I have also done a review on this if you want to go take a look at it. So with that, again, that is just the first part of my 2020 checklist. It basically covers the beginning of the year up to about the middle, maybe a little bit past that with like some of the gaming greats. But after that, there was a major shift in packaging, and we're gonna cover that in the next video. So let me know down in the downstairs area. Did you like this? Is this entertaining to you? I love to read and respond to every comment. I'd also love to take a moment and thank these people here for supporting me on Patreon at a Black Series level or higher. Thanks guys, it means a lot to me. If you want to see your name on this list, you can head over to my Patreon. I also do have a channel membership if you want to join that instead. Links for that down in the downstairs area. There's also a couple different things down there that you can do to help the channel out that aren't paying money, that are free. Up to and including liking, sharing, subscribing, hitting the bell for more notifications, and that's pretty much it. Thanks for watching, thanks for getting this far, and I'll see you later. Bye.